Or about energy healing and yoga and detoxification. I think these are all huge things for the human mind, for the human soul, and for the body. So really excited for this. Before we start, I'll just go on and have you just introduce yourself to the people and let them know a little bit about what you do.
Hello, lovely people. I'm Janneke Hellebrekers. I come from Holland. And I call myself Miss Hellebreker because my real surname, it translated in English, is Hellebreker. And that's what I'm all about, like helping people free themselves mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, financially, on all levels. I want to help people free themselves and especially free their minds.
I love that. That's such a beautiful thing. I think that we need more people like that because there's a lot of people that are struggling with all types of things in their lives, and the fact that you can help people on different planes, in different situations, I think that's huge.
Thank you.
Yeah. So can you explain and kind of share your journey a little bit about how you got into yoga and energy healing and wanting to help people? How did you tell a little bit about your journey?
Well, I always wanted to help people already. So that's why I ended up in social service, helping people with their finances and helping people with that had mental problems or have all different problems. And I was already helping them. And then, but I felt not I was in the system and I felt like it was very regulated. And then I got a burnout and I suddenly was my job is not the most important thing in the world anymore for me. And then I started doing yoga, and for the first time I was so relaxed. I felt my own energy. I was with such a big smile, and then back on my bike to home, and nothing could and I was so much more detached, I could see it for what it was.
Yeah.
And people coming to me from work oh, this is not good, that's not good. And they saw I really didn't care anymore. They were you have yoga this evening, huh? I was yeah. So I'm whatever I'm doing, I can just process it during my yoga. And I really liked that. And then I wanted I did a yoga teacher course. And then I did a healing course.
Wow.
And then I did a massage course. And then I did all sort of different workshops and retreats, and I did a lot of things to really whatever I could grasp to expand my consciousness for myself. So in the beginning, it was really about whatever I could take in.
You're just trying to soak up all the information.
Yeah, I was like a big sponge. I wanted to know more, and information. Yeah, and now now I just share it and. Wherever I can, on social media and webinars and podcasts and this, wherever people, come, where I can be. I'm really about being of service to whoever needs me, and then I can help on different, what you said also on different levels, when I did the yoga training, I know a lot about the body, exercises of the body, mental health, how you can positivity, how you can with positive thinking train your reality, deprogramming yourself from this crazy reality, to saying people you're not crazy, this reality is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
People need to know that.
That's amazing though. So how long has it been since you got into yoga and all this? A while or?
Yeah, I think from when I was 29, I think already from 15 years or something.
Wow.
I'm very much into yoga, meditation, expanding my consciousness also with psychedelics. Then I did also a lot of courses as well. And then also I get on the detox path with choosing liquid food, being vegan. I was also raw vegan for a year.
Yeah.
I did juice cleanse, I did water fasting, urine therapy, all sorts of things to clean my vessel.
That's awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about energy healing. I think, a lot of people don't really know much about energy healing. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I just know just like general things about it. And when you change your energy, you can literally change your life. So when it comes to energy, what are some like misconceptions that people have, like when they come to you for help? What are some things that people have like that are misconceptions about energy healing and even yoga?
They don't fully trust it, that it will help, or that they feel different. Or like they say, like, oh, let's see what this does. And then they feel all sorts of things in their body shifting, and they feel different. And I have like people feeling, oh, I feel so much lighter. I feel so much more clarity. I have more energy.
Yeah.
I normally wake up sad, but this time not anymore. One person said, oh, for the first time, I felt like I was thriving instead of surviving. One person felt for the first time all cells tingling and lots of energy. And he was like, oh, for the first time, I don't need another partner anymore. I feel good by myself.
Wow.
Yes, so I have all people saying all sorts of things. And but it's also for everybody different. There are people that feel immediately the energy, and some people like need some digesting of some emotions.
Yeah.
And then they feel better. And it's also, I really like the method that I do, because it's like it's really like letting go of what you don't need anymore on like an energetic level. And people are a lot of times not even aware what kind of emotions they are still holding on to.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times on their on the shoulders, like too much weight, too much responsibility. And then they get like even physical problems if they don't deal with it. But a lot of times they need to be aware, and that's what I also bring, is awareness of the patterns and awareness of the emotions that are stuck. And people have like things from the past, like from like when they were young, or trauma, and sometimes they even have things from past lives and they don't even know it. Yeah.
Wow. It's like karmic, like bringing stuff in from the past. Wow. Yeah. So when it comes to that, sometimes I guess it could be like it's a buildup of different things. When it comes to that, and it's people are dealing with so many different things, does it take a long time, or does it take multiple sessions, or what, are some things can some things be dealt with in just 1 or 2 sessions? I feel like it would probably take a while, right?
No, I do mostly just one session, an hour and a half.
Wow.
And I take away a lot of things at the same time.
Yeah.
And what I did in the past, when I just started, I have like 5 different themes in my healing. And then when I started with, after I did the course, I only one of it took already hours. So, and then I did a lot of times I had the same people coming back, and that it took much longer. But now in a very short time, I do a lot. And I'm like, most of the time, I give them also a lot of advice, so they are like more aware of their thought patterns or their emotions, and they can give them also advice so they can deal with it themselves.
Yeah.
So I really want to empower people. Like I will never say, you have to come back or you have to do so many times. I was like, here, this very short energy, you feel much better, and then you go your own way again.
Yeah.
And and I have people coming doing only once, but people once in a half year or once a year. So it's all different, and I feel like I say to people, feel yourself if you need it again. And I have mostly light workers that are like already also helping others, but they're like there's some like stuck, or they don't know what to do anymore, or so there's blockages that's also what people feel like. Suddenly they don't feel the connection anymore, or suddenly they feel blocked, or suddenly they don't have any energy, or you're procrastinating and you need to rest. But it's all things that there's some things going on what we don't even are aware of sometimes.
Right. So like, when it comes to that, would you say, or I guess, what would you say is the biggest block you see people have when it comes to energy? Because I know everyone has blockages. What do you see is kind of the general thing that people have when it comes to blocking with their energy?
Fear. And doubt, the doubt the reality, doubting themselves, and fear of what's going to happen, and also worry, like what's going to happen with them or with people around them, that they're really really worried about that. And it was like, But I had that also at one point, and I'm like, I'm not responsible for the happiness of everybody.
Right.
I thought already that I needed to do that, but like, no, you can let that go, and everybody has their own life and how it needs to work out, and sometimes it all needs to work out anyway, so you can just relax and have more trust in the universe. And that is also, once we take a lot of things out, and then there's a void, and at the end there's more place for more trust, a lot of times more trust and more love, because once you connect with love, there's no place for fear.
Right.
There's no place for worry. Like this, like no, like this, like it will all be okay. I can trust it. This is a benevolent universe. This is a loving universe. Like otherwise we would not be here. You know, it's like even though it looks really crazy and evil and sometimes, but this is also like a ground to shift that.
Yes.
The more we shift into more love, the more we give more loving action, and it spreads. So we bring, with all of us who's more activated, we bring that heaven on earth. We're gonna bring it. We're gonna flip this whole script, and we gotta bring it. I get goosebumps. That's how I know it's happening. It's happening.
Yes.
So it's like, before I never felt anything, and I was always very critical. And I had a mom that was a healer. And I was always like, oh, that strange woman with the yoga. And I was very critical. And now I just know things and I feel things. And I get information that I say to people doing my healings. And they say, yeah, it all resonates. So it comes from somewhere. And that's why I also know there is something higher guiding us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that what you said about when there's, when you're just encompassed with love, there's no room for any of the other stuff, because love is like the highest, vibration that we can be on. And I think that's beautiful, because, people always, they look past love. They say, oh, love, they think it's like, they look at what they see in the movies and they think but love is so much deeper than that. It's not just romantic love. There's love with, friends, and there's love with family, and the love between a mother and a daughter and a son. And, there's all different types of love. And so I just think that, it's amazing when you can really embody love. I really think it's a beautiful thing. I have a question about like mind and body connection, because I guess like with yoga, mind and body is like kind of the main thing when it comes to focus and looking within and doing the different poses. So how important would you say it is for your mind and your body to be in connection?
Well, first make sure that you have the connection with your body first. That's
body first.
Like you get out of your mind, so you're like more connected with your body. So yoga is really amazing to do, but also qigong, or also like walking, like bicycling, like whatever you can do, like, or fitness, like whatever you can do to come into your body and to feel your body and to really feel your body. And then you connect also to have that connection then with your mind. When you have a more still mind, and when you don't have that monkey mind yapping at you, the grocery list and stuff, then you come into, and you you open up more your other chakras, because most people live from the first three chakras, like survival. But once you open up the other chakras as well, you have open your heart, more unconditional love, your throat, you have like, you can express yourself, your third eye, your like intuition and sight of what's happening, and then the seventh chakra is that you have like information coming to you, like ideas and inspiration. That's why it's also called inspiration, because you're inspired, you have the spirit coming through. But then a different spirit, like you have the higher spirit coming through. Like once you are connected with your heart and your body and your mind, then you have like your like unlimited energy being, like creative energy coming through you. Yes.
That's all. Where do you think that people usually get stuck at with their chakras? Do they normally get stuck at the root, or do they get stuck at the heart? Where do you see that people normally have their blockages with the chakras?
The roots a lot, but I mostly meet already people that already have like the higher chakras open, but that is the most difficult one. Going from your solar plexus, from your navel to your heart. That's really difficult for people. And I feel like you open up and you go higher and then you go down again. And a lot of people have problem with their sacral chakra, like safety, feeling safe in their body, feeling safe in this world, and also financially safe as well. Because that is also something like a lot of people dealing now with, especially in this moment. It's like really crazy how we're all being almost like enslaved. And especially in America, like people need to work 2-3 jobs to make a living from paycheck to paycheck.
Just to survive.
No one has 2 jobs.
Right.
No one has 2 jobs. They just have 1 job, and they just have like maximum 40 hours or maximum 36 hours if you work for the government. It's a total different reality.
Yeah.
And that's why they have different rules in different countries, people having different problems. But it's amping up more now. Like people are really like more worried, more fear, but that's also like it's also created. This whole system is created.
Yes.
That only like 1% are like are enjoying it, and other people are struggling. And they took out the whole middle class with the whole COVID.
Yeah.
All the people that were like working for themselves. They took them all out, and all the entrepreneurs and stuff.
Yeah.
They took them out. So there's even more people that are like living lower. So this system is not working anymore. So it will change at one point, because we will be with more and more people, and I get goosebumps again.
I know.
Because nothing is stopping us. We're gonna only like speak out even more, and there's more of us activating every moment. More people waking up.
Yes.
And that's clear. That's maybe not clear on certain platforms, depending on the platforms where you are at. It's really crazy, because in some there's so much censorship, but it's nothing is stopping that anymore.
That's so true.
Yeah. So
That's
it's coming.
Yeah, I really agree with that, and I have a question that just came up when you were talking about that, because when you're in the system and you're in the matrix and you're doing the everything that they say you're supposed to do, and it's not working, I feel like everyone kind of, or at least most people, come to a point to where they have like their awakening or their moment where they're like, okay, I got to do something different, or I'm supposed to be doing something else. How long would you say that process was for you to, change your mindset from where you were to get in the mindset of abundance and realizing that there is more, and you can help people in different ways? How long did that take for you to kind of transform your mindset?
Quite a long time, and that's why I also want to help people to make it shorter. But I did years. I was like years, and I had like dark night of the soul, and where I'm doing this all this yoga and meditation, and still not working. And I had like so many ups and downs and things happening, and like it did not feeling anything, or not feeling like change, or I was in a job that I didn't like anymore at one point, but I was like too fearful to let it go, because it was my security. So it's really like I was there, like wherever someone is, I was there, and I really didn't knew that it was going on like this. Like I let go of my job. I went to South America. I did a whole like traveling to South America. I got like into like there. I did ayahuasca, and a whole new world opened up for me. Like you can really relax. There's a benevolent source out there that has your back. And from one thing led to another, and this led to this, and this led to this. So, and also whenever like suddenly there's no money anymore, and then it gets from like there's a healing again, or there's a family member sending, or like there's like you can really trust that the universe has your back, and that is really difficult. But I also think like a lot of people need to like really work on their like nervous system, because we are so tense. We are so tense. We have like so much stress. Like people go from there to there. We have shorter a span of focus,
right.
And concentration is like more difficult. And people have like the nervous system is really not relaxed. It's like try to breathe deeply or just sit, just breathing, or just sit and listening to music. Like almost no one just does that, or just lie down on the couch for a while.
Right.
That we're always busy, and we need to go more simplified life and more relaxed and taking your time and
not so stimulated all the time.
Yeah, that takes a lot of energy. And people are not. They're like only later. When I was like years from my job out, I felt how much stress I had while we're in it. Like I was always doing things like people calling and having meetings, and this meeting and this client comes and this. I saw so many clients a day and calling, and now would they be like energetically that would totally mess my whole system up.
Absolutely.
I would do that again. I would be stressed in one day if I do the same what I did every day 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I do now much less a day, and that feels really good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can relate, and my story is kind of similar. I was in healthcare for like 10 years, and I did sales and marketing. So like you were saying, all the phone calls and the meetings, discovery, and like all this other stuff. It was a lot. It's a lot of stuff, and so like when you finally realize, like, wait a minute, I'm stressed. Like, I'm really stressed. Like, this shouldn't be. I can't do this for another 5 to 10 years. So it's really, I think that's amazing that you can have that connection with yourself and just sit with those feelings and realize, okay, this is not working. I got to figure out something else. But as you were going into and making that transition, did you feel that there were maybe friends, family, or anybody that was kind of against your transition, going from this to stable job in medical and all that kind of stuff, and then wanting to go more into like the metaphysical, spiritual type of premise? Did a lot of friends or family, did they like think that was strange or anything like that when you were transitioning?
Now, well, I was lucky that I already had a mom that was spiritual and was a healer. So
That's right. I remember you saying
it was
that.
Crazy what she was doing. But if you go with her to the bank, she starts like palm reading people.
Yeah.
But when you're young, you're like, oh. And later on, we go crystal shopping together. So later on, it's cool that you will learn from each other, and then it's really beautiful. So that's why. I think those people had it even worse. People that are already like opening up spiritually before. Now you can talk about chakras and detoxing and all like that kind of things, but before was no one. And so I was luckily not the first in the family. So my mom had the world.
So it was like kind of an easy transition with that.
Yeah, but I know that a lot of people don't have anybody to talk with about this kind of things.
Yeah.
Because you want to talk about it, because you get much more energy from this than just like at one point just going out and drinking. It doesn't doesn't give you the satisfaction that you want anymore. So it was at one point, I didn't go out anymore with my friends and didn't drink anymore with my friends, what I used to do. And then I had my yoga friends where I got to drink tea with. So I had still like my other friends that I go out and drink beer, and then I had other friends where yoga friends would drink tea with and go to workshops. So that was a long time it went next to each other. And I was like, no, I will never say bye to this. But at one point you're like, it doesn't suit you anymore. Yeah, so we can go to a party and I dance something, but I would not drink anything. I would not drink anything. And then you see a lot of people drinking and doing all sorts of, and then like, I have more fun doing all of these things. I'm the one, the craziest dancing in the whole place there. And I don't care about what people think of me. So
That's so awesome.
The changes, So I got only better. I only more myself. But the people where you hang out with become also different, because you vibe in a certain frequency, and you want to talk about these things. Like, hey, what did I learn now? Because you want to expand your consciousness and you want to learn from each other. And when conscious people where you can talk to, you have like golden nuggets for each other. Like,
Absolutely.
oh, I didn't see it like this, but just a perception of how you saw things for the rest of your life, and you can change that. That opens people's minds in a, like, someone is like worries about this thing, and then you're like, yeah, I wouldn't worry about this thing at all, but we have those puzzle pieces for each other.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Did you seem to like have any like struggles with that, with your transition? Did you struggle at all, or was it for you was it pretty simple?
No, it was a struggle to let go of my job first, let go of all my belongings. I just gave everything away. I just gave it to friends, to colleagues. I came with bags with like books to my colleagues. I just gave it all away. I went to the charity. I never even sold anything. I just gave it all away. Wow. And then and I just went with my backpack to South America, and then I came back. And I had also quite some struggles. So letting go is not easy. Like letting go where you come from, letting go of your family. But it doesn't give you the energy that you need. Like now also, it costs me a lot of energy to go back. Like I live now in the south of Spain, and it costs me a lot of energy to go back to Holland. Because there's like busy frequencies everywhere. Yeah. It's not beneficial for my health and my well-being. Right. But also you're like little round thing when you were young, and then you got like bigger like this, and then you have to go back to this again. I feels almost. I understand. I feel that. I feel that. So it almost feels like, you know, you've grown now, and then it's like trying to put yourself back in a area that doesn't really fit now. Is that kind of what you're saying? Yeah. And also less people get you. I make so many videos. I make so many videos and so many things on so many platforms, but I feel like still now more people getting me. But yeah, it feels like people think still, it's strange or crazy, or like sometimes you have like comments that you're like that is really like strange, like how like they see it totally different. Like someone was one time like, Janneke, you shut up, and I'm like, okay, block, delete. But it's like, but nowadays you don't mind anymore. But when it all started, it's like a big thing. Every time I needed to block someone. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know this person from this, and oh, do I really want this? And now it's like block, delete, bye. No energy waste of that. Like it's not worth it. It's not worth it of your energy. Like sometimes people have like, you have like amazing posts, and then they say something, and like, it's like, if it's really disrespectful, bye. It's like, we need to have better boundaries for like your energy. Like your energy is really important. Like where you focus on, and how you like, because that is, we always like, oh, I have to raise our vibration, no, we have to let go of the things that lower our vibration. Right. And really be mindful of this. What lowers your vibration? What makes you suddenly feel not so good? Like last weekend, that was something like, I am like always like this. I always lack a lot of energy. Yeah. I was like floored. And I was like, I ate things that I shouldn't have. Like if you normally mostly eat like mono fruits and all of that, and you go to a sort of barbecue where you eat all sorts of, like you have a whole buffet where you're like, I'm like floored for days after that, because I'm not used to that. But we need to be even more conscious of why was it? Why I ate this? Oh, now I feel this. Where does it come from? Is it the food? Is it not sleeping good? Is it not having exercise? Not having sun? Is it like whatever it is? Or like your mindset is negative? Like you really have to be more aware of everything. Yes. And what is helping you and what is not helping you, and making better choices.
I love that, especially with the boundaries, because that's something I dealt with for a long time. Sometimes I still do, you know. I feel like as I start to vibrate higher and higher and higher, I have more people wanting to gravitate to me and
Yay.
talk and advice, just all types of stuff. But I realize I do have to like set boundaries and and I can't just give out all my energy all day every day. I have to be selective with it. So I like what you said about the boundaries. Is there a way that people can become more aware? How can people become more aware of how they feel, or how they feel when they eat this, or when they're around this certain person compared to this person, or in this environment compared to that environment? What are some practices that people can do to kind of get in their awareness?
Yeah, to really tune in themselves,
right?
Like feeling, like how do I feel now, and how after you've been somewhere, how do I feel now? Like that you have an awareness how you feel in any moment. So you have to have more of an idea of your inner world or your inner energy, how you're feeling, and if that changes. So that is, and also your like feeling your yes and your no's. Like a lot of times when you're like a people pleaser, you say yes, and then later on it was too much. So, or you actually feel a no, but then you don't want to say no to the person, then you say yes. And it costs your energy, and you say actually no to yourself if you do that. So who's more important, you or all the other people?
Wow.
Yeah. And
when you look at it like that, wow.
Yeah, sometimes it just shifts the perspective, shifts a lot, and being more aware, like you are the most important person in your life. You have to make sure that your energy is like abundant and fulfilling. Like you feel good, and from that you can be there for others. Because if you can't be, if you're floored, you can't. I can't be there for all the people that are messaging me. I have also a lot of people messaging me for questions and whatever, like healing and this and that. Like the most random questions coming, like because you're like you said, like you're in the public eye. People are coming to all sorts of random things coming to you, and it's really funny also. But that's also, you have to feel like, you don't have to answer immediately. Like, when do I have more time? Okay, then I schedule that, like, answer this and this person. Like, it's like when you're like, your head is more free, you really have like the certain focuses that you can do, like really like specific things you can do to like manage your time and your energy better. And that is really about being aware of it in the first place.
Wow, I love that. And so when it comes to the body, I know the body is super important, and you were talking about, sometimes we put things into our body and they're not good. You can feel a certain type of way, and there's a lot of people that put so many bad things into their bodies over time, and I know that it's got to clog up some things. So how important would you say detoxification is for the body and the mind?
Yeah, it's really important, and especially when you're in America, it's like there's like the ingredients list is twice as long as the ingredients in Europe.
So bad.
So much toxins and so much bad shit in the food. It's almost no food anymore. So there's two things that you need to do. One thing is like getting rid of the toxins and making sure there's no new toxins coming in. So both of it. So making sure like you're aware of what you're eating, check your ingredients, making sure it's organic, making sure the fruits have seeds, eating as much as possible fruits, because that is electric. We are electric beings. You want as much energy in your vessel.
Yes.
And that is really, really important. But do it like with little steps, because otherwise you will not, if you do it immediately, now I'm going vegan, or now I'll go raw. No, do it with steps, and then you will get more energy. But once you also eat better, your mind gets unclogged. Suddenly you make better choices. Like all those bad foods make that you're like sluggish, tired. You don't think anymore at the moment. And you're just like, watching television, and you don't even think about further things.
Yeah.
And that makes, because if you like eat a lot of bad food, you're totally sluggish after. And then we have the other thing is getting rid of all the toxins. So you can do that with fasting.
Okay.
Also, like juice fasting can also do a lot of juices or smoothies. because once you're not digesting, the energy doesn't go to the digestion, you have much more energy for other things, and you suddenly have like much more insights. But you also have, and that you also have with fasting, you suddenly have like old emotions coming up that you need to process.
Wow.
Like it's not easy. It's not an easy. It's not an easy process. Like I do like intermittent fasting that you do like 1 or 2 times a day, and the rest you do fasting. So that's already a good step to do real. Like you have water fasting as well.
Yes.
And 3 days is really, really good. Like you can do 1 day, but also 3 days is really beneficial to get all the goods in all the cells. To like really have that all vibrating more.
Yeah.
But also what is good is cleaning out the gut, because all this old shit is in there. People have 5 to 10 kilos of old stuff in their guts.
Wow.
And it has a direct relation with your mood. So if you have all these bad things, there's also someone who wrote a book about it with the gut health and how much it has an effect on your brain. So a lot of people are maybe depressed just because they have so much old stuff there.
Wow.
So also cleaning out the gut is also really important, and you can do that also in different ways. But not only old stuff we have in the gut, but we also have parasites in the gut.
Yes.
And almost all diseases come from there. So you can do different things. You can do enemas and colonics to really clean out, but you can also use herbs to clean out, like wormwood and black walnuts. Like you can get that almost everywhere. So you need to also be more aware of what kind of things. And the best is just like natural products, natural herbs for like a lot of things. I use like quite some things, but it's like I rather would just eat fruit, but because of all the things that we are ingesting, I need to take this for to get the metals out, this for have more energy, this for better for your hair and nails. There's certain things that you can take for like having all the nutritions in. That's also really important.
That's awesome. I really think that people should take that to heed, because I know a lot of people that have only eaten processed foods all their lives. Like they don't eat any whole foods, and it's like, imagine on top of that, not eating any fruits or any vegetables. I can't even imagine. But this type of message I feel like is so important. A lot of people don't understand the gut and the parasites and the things that we have built up. It really does affect our minds and our bodies. So I really appreciate you sharing that knowledge, because a lot of people really need to know about that. In all of this, I only have a couple more questions for you. But in all this stuff that you've learned, through yoga and energy healing and just everything that you've learned, how has all of this impacted your life personally?
Yeah, I think I'm the most happiest person that I ever saw. I think
you seem like it.
Yes, I'm like everybody says, "Oh, I love your energy," but I'm not only like this on talks or.
This is how you are.
Everywhere like this. This is who I am, and people know that. I'm like, if I can help you, I will be there. If I'm here, if you want to give a hug with me, like I'm there to really help people and really think of what can be beneficial for you. And I am I just sort of bring joy and love into this world, because there's enough misery.
Yes.
But we first need to go to the shit, to let go of the trauma. I did so much trauma healing and family constellations. That's a really amazing therapy that you can do. And I did so much work on myself, so much that I want to help others to do it shorter, in a shorter time. So I made a course with a friend of mine for 3 weeks, like a life-changing course, turn your pain into your power, turn your trauma, because trauma, it's really heavy, the trauma, but it makes that you are the glitch in the matrix, otherwise you wouldn't wake up.
Yes.
So you first have to process it, then you have to have tools. So how can I be better in the now moment? How can I enjoy my reality more?
Yes.
And then it's how can I use what I've been through to help others with? How can I empower myself with it? Like, that's why I felt like in the past when I was young, I didn't feel like I was hurt. No, I felt ignored. Like, my parents are amazing, but still, like, everybody has a different love language. Yeah?
Yes.
Everybody has a different way of expressing their love.
Right.
So even, sometimes people don't feel love just because someone has a different love language. Someone likes to do things for you while you want to hear nice words.
Yeah.
And then you think they didn't love you or something. So it's like we all been trained, like we all felt like we were like conditionally loved. And we have to find the love that we would have loved to have. Like the person would be there for you. So that is what we learn. We love to be our own healer, our own father and mother, our own healer. The own person I needed 5 years ago that would say, just relax, everything will be okay. Like, otherwise, I wouldn't have stressed so much. And that is what I need. And everybody has their unique vibration, their unique power, their unique being. Like, your voice matters. Oh, I get goosebumps again.
I know, me too.
I want to let people know that their voice matters. Their voice matters. They're like, your upbringing and how everybody's story matters. Like, what you say, even if you make just one video and someone sees it, like, oh, thank you for making that, I understand the things more. You can just change someone's life, which, like, I make them because I feel like, oh, I need to share this, but then, like, you can actually save someone's life just by saying some things in a different perspective. And I always think if everybody saw this world through my eyes, it would be a much better world. But I can't make everybody see it through my pink colored glasses. But I also see the shit. Like, I also see what's not good, and I also share about that. So I'm not only love and light, I'm also about truth and what's really happening and calling it everything out. So I'm very much also like part of the conscious resistance.
Like you got the 3D, you got the whole thing.
Yes, the 3D and the 5D.
Yeah, 3D and the 5D.
I want to master all realities and like how can you like it's a game. Like, how can you play this game the best? Like, we are like in a simulation, we're in a game, and how can we make it the best for everyone? How can we make this reality the best, not just for a couple of people? I want to help everybody. I want to that everybody's thriving, everybody's prosperous, everybody's feeling good.
Yes.
So that's why I also want to empower people and also help others to learn how to give healings with frequency devices, so they can share. Like, they feel better and better, and they can share it again with other people. So it has a ripple effect, and that's what I'm really all about.
I think that's such a beautiful thing. You know, people, we really need more people like that. You know, I think that's beautiful. And that's what I want to get into. You know, I want to help people and elevate their minds and realize that, you know, you're not just stuck right here. Like, or the things that you experience, you're not those things. You know, you can get past it. And I've been through so many things in my life, and I've transformed my life in so many ways. So if I can do it, I know anybody can do it, you know. So it's, you know, people just sometimes really do need that helping hand, and they need that voice to be like, hey, you got this, you can do this, and a little bit of a guide, you know, sometimes. But that's all the questions I have. Just last thing, usually before we go, I just want to see if you have any last words of encouragement or words of wisdom for any of the viewers that are watching right now.
Yeah, and that is like what you said, like what you've been through, you want to help others with it. So you want to, that's why it's so beautiful. Like, you've been through it all alone, and now you can be there for others. And that is what I also like. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You don't have to do it alone. Like, I'm there. Like, you can find me. I give you the links. You probably can put them underneath. Like, websites, YouTube, Rumble, whatever, like TikTok, Instagram, I'm everywhere, Facebook. So people can find me. Like, I'm really there, and you persevere. Like, it's like discipline, it's willpower. Now I feel like I just go with the flow, but in the beginning it was discipline. It was like everyday meditation, everyday yoga, every day doing this, every day like training your mind, every day. Like, it really takes quite some catching your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Because that is what makes like really like having like a vicious circle going down. And that's like you have to train so much, like being more aware of every little part, being aware of every choice you make, being
every
aware,
choice.
Like, is it from fear? If it's from love? And that is what creates like awareness, like really. And then from there on, it will only grow, because suddenly you see deeper meaning, deeper details. Also in this reality, even physically, you see like, so you see this. So your awareness on everywhere grows. The more you're focused, the more you're there. And what helps most is meditation. In the beginning, really, at one point, your whole life is one big meditation, because you're more aware in the moment. But in the beginning, you need this to feel your own energy and to feel your own, like understand what's happening in your mind, and your consciousness and subconsciousness needs to come out, and all stuff, gunk needs to be seen and felt, like emotions need to be felt. And that's why, like, I'm very much about like, leave it out. Just feel whatever you need to feel in the moment. Just like feel it. But in the past, you didn't let yourself feel. Then you needed to be more aware of it and control them. Like you want to be crying all the time on your work. But then you are like more feeling it in the moment, because otherwise it builds up.
Yes.
If your emotion builds up, then you have like trigger moments. Then you're just like huge. That means that you have something in the past that you didn't deal with. So that is really, really important, to be more aware of yourself in every moment. But the awareness also brings that you more enjoy the moment. Like, oh, this is nice, or oh, this is a delicious food. Before you didn't feel like, before you never tasted it really, or before I didn't like fruits maybe in the past, and now I'm like, the delicious fruits. But it's also because I detoxed also a lot. That's why now, and I my taste buds, like your smell and your hearing and your ear, like your eyes,
everything changes.
All your senses change. So your perception of reality changes, and then suddenly it's much better than it ever was.
Wow.
And so now it's like the most delicious fruit you ever ate. Like you can't make me happy with some candy and stuff. But it's also how we are programmed, huh? Like we think we need candy, but if we have like natural candy, it gives us much more energy and we feel much better after. Yes. And try eating the fruit directly from the tree. Like you have never had such energy. Like once you have that, like, and that is what I want to build in the future. I want to have like a healing community with fruit trees everywhere, and that's my thing, because we have to go back to nature.
We do.
Back to nature, and also your own nature. Like treat yourself like you are Mother Nature. You are like embodiment of nature, and treat yourself and your body like that. Like, you wouldn't litter on the ground by you don't want to put trash on the ground. Why would you put trash in your own body? Like,
ooh, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That is powerful. Like, I mean, you really think about it. If you would treat the environment like, you would, or like a plant, you would water it, you would make sure it has enough sunlight, you would not make sure you're taking care of the soil, all that stuff. That makes sense. You would really treat yourself. I like that analogy.
And as you talk nicely to them, they grow even better.
That's true, because they're living things. It's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. That's beautiful. And thank you, Janneke, for being on here. That this has been an awesome episode. You've dropped so many gems, so much information, and I would love to support you anyway. So like all your links and stuff, I'll have that stuff all up here, and I'll put it in the description so everyone can find you. Can everyone find you on Instagram? Anything else? Any other places?
Yeah, I have. I will send you the link tree, but I'm on YouTube, I'm on Rumble, I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok. And I call myself Miss Hellebreker. Miss Hellebreker. Everywhere. Only along on Facebook I have my own name, Janneke and Hellebrekers. But all the rest, I'm like Miss Hellebreker everywhere. So people can just find me everywhere. And I make a lot of videos, and I also have a podcast. And it's called Human Light Bulbs, where I talk with people, humanitarians that really like, bringing their light and love into the world to help to make this world a better place.
I love that. I'm gonna have to be tuning in on that. And once again, thank you so much for being on Elevated Minds. Everyone, stay elevated.
Yay.